Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Botttomline Liberia.
Today is Tuesday, the 28th of April 2026, meaning that we have like a few more days and April is going to get out of here. So we got actually 2 more days, and those 2 days are tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we'll say goodbye to April and usher in May. May 1 is going to be Labor Day, no work all around the world. And so don't go to church. But let's say welcome to all of you joining us for the first time on the Botttomline Liberia discussions. My name is Linford Goa, and let me say welcome to my colleague Paul the Lord Chidople, the friend of King Charles in London. Paul, how are you this evening?
Well, the friend of King Charles is very well. He's doing good. It's good to be back on the Botttomline, and it's also good to be among the living. My dear brother, we are here, and my good friend King Charles is visiting the U.S. He visiting the most crazy person on the planet Earth, Mr. Donald Trump. So King Charles and the Queen, they are in good spirit. They are visiting the U.S. So yeah, and surprisingly today, the crazy man said a lot of good things about the United Kingdom. So we are pleased that we now know that America still have that soft side of the United Kingdom, although we refuse to join it in the illegal war. But however, my good friend King Charles is with Donald Trump as we speak.
But you see, you spoke about the good side, talking good things about the UK after condemning the UK and saying all sorts of things. Maybe that good side he's showing is to soften the hearts of the people in the United Kingdom and say, okay, I think we can go join him in his war against Iran. Don't you think that's the case? I mean, thinking hypothetically.
Well, it could be, because the thing is, for some reason, there are 3 countries actually that the United States always lay on: Israel and the United Kingdom, to be precise. And it could be because most of the illegal wars that have been carried around the world by America, the UK always participate in it. So for this one, I think it all came, I think the first started with Greenland, the issue of Greenland. That's why I got a lot of Europeans said, no. The level at which this guy is going, we need to be very careful. But if Greenland was not going to be involved, I can guarantee you that the United Kingdom, France, and other countries from Europe are going to get involved in that illegal war. To be honest, I can say that for a fact. But because of Greenland,
it's clear why other countries from Europe would have joined, because they were in a NATO. But according to their own NATO rules, you cannot attack another NATO country, right? And so going to Greenland to try to say you want to take over Greenland by all means, I mean, using it, being so definite and say by all means, so it trickles something down the spines of all of the other NATO countries. And then they can say, oh, listen, man, this is one of us trying to, and guess what? Our house divided is cannot stand. So they will think twice and say, well, if one of our men, in fact, the strongest man that we're all looking up to, that will pull us together, is trying to start attacking us, it's like the tiger eating its own babies. When finish with the baby now before you go to eat other. But let's see what the outcome. There was this very outspoken, critical member of parliament in the UK. I had a video for him a few weeks ago, and he said that when King Charles visits. In fact, the Parliament should stop King Charles from visiting the United States for the fact that he and Trump might discuss something that will not be in the interest of the British people. So I don't know how that is going to work when he comes back, but I think since Charles took over as king, I think this is one of his most critical journey that he has made, or visits that he has made to the United States, and the outcome may be just very interesting. So we all be listening to hear what he's going to bring back. But however, the show has not yet started. We just warming up on what's going to happen tonight. But Paul, it's a lot that have been happening in Liberia of recent. Okay, and so what do we have in store tonight? Let's just have an ad here so that we can take our break and come back and then go deeply into the show.
Well, thank you for that, Linford. And to our audience, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be looking at the situation in Liberia. What's on the screen? If you look at this, it's regarding the situation in Liberia. The military, Guinea have done something to get our government now to start recruiting. But there's another side to the recruitment we want to look at, the process of which they are recruiting people. So we'll be diving in this. So that is the labor. Then, lack of job creation, look at. These are young girls, a lot of them with the boys. They are desperate for work in Liberia. These are all young people that are gone, hoping that they will join the military for survival. This is what we've been seeing all along. If you have a country that the government does not care for its citizens, job creation, they have never been the government's strength. So look at these young people. Because that lay opportunity that have come, say, oh, they want to recruit over 600 persons. Young people turn out in thousands. So we'll be looking at, and also we'll be looking at the situation in South Africa. What the hell is going on in South Africa? So those are the discussions. If you're joining us tonight, follow us and share the show. Be quite interesting. Linford?
Thank you so much, Paul. And as you heard, Paul, already, the recruitment going on in Liberia, there's a lot of things surrounding that recruitment process, and people looking at it from different angles, the economic side, geographical balance, and all the kind of stuff. But we'll be delving into that. And the situation in South Africa, of course, is really bad. It's very, very demeaning to Africans. So we'll go into that. But in the meantime, we want to say, if you're joining us, this is the Botttomline Liberia discussions. We are going via the internet on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube and via Chala TV in Liberia. So if you're joining us from anywhere around the world, please help us to share the show. You can share to your friends in your friends list. And if you belong to any group, you can also share in the group. And Iripa and Valentine, if you want to talk to us, you can talk to us later. Yes, the show is possible to be shared on any media, any platform. But we have to do it. Yeah, you have to join. You have to get back to us, and then we can do the process, and we can talk behind closed doors. It's nothing secret, but we can't do it here while we're working, because right now.
Yeah, he said we're inboxing. He asked to be inbox. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get back to you in due course. But we're going to take a quick musical break, and then when we get back, we can go deeply into the show. Now, the reason why we usually do this musical break is because people joining us for the first time do know the process. So we want to give the opportunity so that when you join, you can start to share the show and try to probably grab a cup of coffee, like I'm doing now, and sit down and then deal with us for the next 1.5 hours to 2 hours. You got to be strong, because this is a show that brings you all the information as they unfold. So we're going to take our quick musical break, come back, and then go deeply into the show.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who are fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. They lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Botttomline Liberia.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Botttomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Botttomline Liberian discussions, and like we said, when we get back, we'll be going deeply into our discussions tonight. But just in case you join on the first time, we want to say welcome and stay with us, and let's recognize a couple of people right here. Uchina Jasper Gonele Jr. I hope I got that right. Uchina Jasper Gonele, also journalist David K. Bian, and Eric Valentine Pan. We want to say welcome to you guys. If this is the first time, make this place your home. And like we said before, it's a lot been happening in Liberia of late. And a couple of months ago, Bataki, welcome. A couple of months ago, or roughly 2 months, yeah, a little over 2 months ago, right? Uh, Guinean forces came on our soil, and and a lot of different stories have been coming out, a lot of different explanations. But the government of Liberia has failed, from my own perspective, from what I know. They have failed to actually tell us the actual story. What they try to do is something we call crisis management. They want to manage a crisis backdoor, but they don't want to tell us the actual story. It's like, you come from all your friend may be your more bloody or your teen break, you come home, and then your children want to know what happening, but you can't tell them the straight talk. You get hard in something. You want to say you fell down, but the mark doesn't look like falling down mark. It's clearly somebody that punch you, but you don't want to talk it through. So that's what our government has been doing. They try to keep this thing under control, try to make it secret and not to tell us. But then again, and so people carry different story, but it has reached a point where I think the Liberian people have been crying that, Guinea is encroaching on our land, on our soil, because we do not have military power. Since the wartime, our military was disbanded, disarmed, all the rebel forces were disarmed. So we can get going, we can get nothing. Okay, I mean, it may sound security wise, it may sound sensitive, but that's just the fact. So a lot of people crying that maybe this is why Guinea coming. Imagine, Paul, that the Guinean soldiers coming to our land. Those guys were in Kino on the water. You think those guys have seen a lot of BP weapons land up to outside, be brave to get in Kino to come and get war and show you what happened. That was okay. But then it have reached a point where the government say have been shamed, and they say, well, they think they're getting disgraceful. So just like you want to make your pig fat on the market day. All your friends have been raising their pig, they feeding it, getting fat ahead of the market. But because you see they carry no fat pig, then your own people dry their hair, you start stuffing all the grass in the store, you want to make it fat on the market day. So they start recruiting now. And the recruitment process is going on. And I don't know, it's a lot of things around here, Paul, but I want you to lay your background. I mean, your groundwork on this recruitment process, and then we can go into some details.
So let put a flyer up first, and then we can take it from there. If you look at the flyer up there, I mean, where it say, if a nation army, if the nation army is filled,
cannot read, it's filled with soldiers who cannot read. It's simple sentence.
Yeah.
Who truly failed them?
That is the question.
Yeah, but the question is very simple. These people, despite the fact that they are or some of them want to join the military now, or even people in the military, not all of them can read and write, right? And nobody should come here with our frail, sick, old, undebatable argument that, serial men are supposed to know both, that lie. Serial man is citizen of the country first before he can become serial man. Okay, so he's supposed to go to school. All the citizens of the country are supposed to go to school. If the government makes it mandatory, if the government wants to improve education, everybody will go to school. Not everybody will graduate from high school. Not everybody will graduate from college, but at least everybody should know how to read their names and write. So you got a whole military. What the question the flyer is asking: if a nation's army is filled with people who cannot read, okay, then who failed them? It's a nation, it's a country that failed them. You see, because you can't tell me that as a soldier, you're not supposed to read and write. No. What if you went on a battlefront and you saw a note lying down, and there's a note probably from your enemy, and probably that one of that secret note that, okay, we divide the troops, the other troop will be sitting on the other side, and that's a sensitive information. You take it, but you can't read it. How does that help you? How does that help you being a military man? So in some cases, or in almost all cases, and in a necessary case, you must know how to read and write. At least read simple sentence. I think that's a question that Paul is trying to ask on that particular flyer.
Yeah, Linford, you so spot on. And the thing is, what is the rush behind the recruitment. That's another thing that we'll be looking at from another angle. What's the rush? For years, Liberians have been crying that the government failed to bring employment to the people. They have been crying that, look, the population is getting huge, minute by minute. When we were kids, when I was in elementary school, at the time, we knew the population of Liberia was 1.5 million people. Right after the Civil War, what happened? The number just went up. We're talking about 6 million people. And 6 million people, there are, I would say, 98% or 88% of the people are unemployed. And majority of the people in Liberia, they are young people, they are youth. So, and the reason why we're asking this question, look, I want to put this up, look at this. The government want to recruit 600 military personnel because of the crisis, the evasion. I would say the evasion because Guinea invaded our territory, so it's evasion. But if you look there, thousands of youth turn out. They're looking for jobs. So if the government not doing something for its people, and now these youth that turn out will go back. I just want to put this out that thousands of them are looking for jobs. Then we'll go back to the flyer, We'll go back to the flyer. They cannot read a simple sentence. So what does that tell you about our country? We have been seeing the education system in Liberia have been broken for years. And you get a huge number of youth coming off from school. Now, the situation here is funny. It could be some of those kids are dropped out. They went and got certificate from, there's a place on old Ministry of Finance. You can go and do some kind of certificate and take it, say, oh, you graduated from high school. So some of them can read. Yeah, they call it the Wall Street or the something they get it Wall Trade something.
Yeah,
so
Wall Trade something there.
Center where you can go and create some kind of document and carry it. So who fought? And to our audience, we want you to kind of chime in. Who fought is this? On this program, one time we had this little video about some young boy going from high school to high school, interviewing high school students. Some of them could not even spell Morovia. You remember that clip, Linfa?
Yeah, sure.
And these are the kids today that are desperate for job. So they appear. So Linfa, I want you to play the video that you get regarding the recruitment process so we can get into the conversation good.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
So I that's it. Take it again. I want to school. Each morning I can learn and grow. I walk into school each morning. Also I can learn and grow. Relax. You really exactly what you said. No one bothering you. No one really behind you. Relax. I walk to school each morning so I can learn.
One. Wait down there. Come, you, my friend. Hold it down. Come. Check over. Relax. No. When you come down, okay? Come.
So you're going to read what you see on the flashcard. Read when ready.
I walk to school every morning so I can learn and grow.
Read it again. You can do it. You already started. Let's go.
I walk to school every morning so
What's this? EACH. Take your time and read.
I walk to school every.
Okay, the one got PB writing. I go.
My full name is Rating
CLEARL.
My full name is written clearly at the post of this.
And the one? TOP.
Post. My full name is written clearly at the foot of.
Remember, you go rest up on the person. Yeah.
Next person.
No. Yeah, water. Anyway, pass up.
So stand right before the card and read what you see, loud and clear.
After that, you waste money again.
I can read a clear sentence, read it aloud, and explain its meaning.
Run! Wait, run! Down, my friend. Read.
Read that.
Yes, the social one.
The social keep washing from there. The social keeps washing from the higher until the morning part and arrive.
Read that.
I am purpose to serve my nation and support my fellow citizens.
Pronounce this one. How are you going? This PROUD. Yeah, like it.
Purpose.
I am proud. Vienna.
I am proud to serve my nation and support my fellow citizens.
Next time you ask, okay? Next person.
Yeah.
After him. So read what you see on the card. Read when ready, loud.
The soldier train hard each morning to improve strength and skill.
Run. What it will.
Well,
Wow.
you saw what we're talking about. And so, but let's welcome Eleanor Moore, wherever you're watching from. We want to say thank you for joining the Botttomline Library discussions. We are here every Tuesday and Friday, as well as on Sunday. All those days at 8 o'clock Liberian time, 7 o'clock Liberian time, 8 o'clock on UK time, and 9 o'clock Central European time. We got different time zones. That's why we're sorry, but that's it. But if you're in Liberia, you can join us at 7 o'clock every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, and soon on Saturday as well. But again, my name is Linford Goa, and Paul, the Lord Church is in the UK, and we are here tonight. We're sorry that the rest of the team cannot be here. They're all engaged, but we hope to be here in full, or maybe on Friday. But Paul, I mean, we said this thing before. We've complained. Everybody in Liberia, I mean, not everybody, all many Liberians have complained about the educational system in Liberia. At least the system that we have in Liberia now is now what I went through in the 70s and the 80s, and then because I graduated in the 80s, so I graduated in 1982, so I'm quite older than most of you guys here. So we're talking about a long time ago, right? So the educational system that we had is now what we have today. I mean, I got my brothers and sisters, the youngest ones, very young ones, that just graduated from University of Liberia, and somebody, they write me, even when they send me text, it will take me like 10 minutes to try to understand what they're trying to say. So now I'll call, I say, explain what you're trying to say. I mean, some people that graduated from university. So this is how bad the system has become. The dullest man during our days, some of the tallest men could write letters, they could explain, it's just that they were not meeting the marks. Okay. But today's dull people, or today's clever people, I can say that dull people back then. You see, so the system has just gone from worse to ridiculous, and we don't know what is going from ridiculous. Where will it go? It will go to non-existent. But Paul, you saw most of the people are young people. The picture that you show, if you can put on that picture again. Most of the people are young people. And during you and our time, or during even our father's time, way back when the military was Liberia Frontier Force, okay, before it became AFL. That was many years ago, way in the 40s or whatever. You could not find young people like this, in as much as education was not popular or was not advancing Liberia at that time, in the 40s, in the 50s. But you could not find very young people like this. These are people that should be in high school or college.
In college, yeah.
Yeah. But here are they wanting to go join the military. Now, tell me, among these people, there are engineers. There are engineers of all categories. There are lawyers. There are medical doctors, nurses, you name it. But now their dreams have been cut short simply because of the lack of support, no jobs. Their parents do not have jobs. Some of them virtually live by themselves. And most of them are serious. And I must commend them, especially the girls. Some of them do want to be in the street, selling their bodies just to get living. So they say, well, NIPA, even once I know they want that the most easier job. Just go there, when you are accepted, they will give you something like 2 weeks training, then you'll be assigned somewhere. That's why they are going for this thing. And somebody boss to the young boss. They say, well, a lot of our friends have become Zogo. I don't want to be a Zogo. So it's better, let me go do something. So this is the last resolve that they have. So Paul, this picture is very, very historic, and please take it down. But, and then Paul, you actually touched on something, the process of recruitment. Yeah. I want you to talk about it a little bit. How are they doing this recruitment? Talk about it a little bit. I will come in, but I want to hear your view.
So the way they're doing it in Liberia, there are thousands of young kids turn out because the opportunity is there that they unemployed, so they want some money. So the process is they will show you the little placard with something on it. If you can read the placard, that means you have little knowledge of, you are a little bit later, so they will take you in. Now, so many of them also, they are dropped out. So some of them, they didn't go to school. So what it did, if you can't read, then they send you, say you're not qualified. So, but I think that process is kind of, and it's been, like you showed the video just now. I think it's in a way, if you nervous, you may not get it, because sometimes when group of kids, you talk about those students, they're not really dull. Leaford, just let me take Padore call. I think he's struggling to get on. Just flow. Let me take his call.
Okay. Yeah, talking about the recruitment, and this is my thing. Look, the unprofessionalism in Liberia is so big. And Liberia, we are used to this thing where people don't even go through the proper channel to get jobs. Most of the people you see working in government today, somebody send their name. If I'm a minister, maybe my former girlfriend will come and say, oh, but my nephew not working. I say, okay, bring him. My niece not working. I say, bring him. And most of, even the ministers and all government officials, they can employ somebody with me, they sleep with them before they get a job. I'll say, hey, because I've seen it. I know about it. I lived in Liberia before. I grew up in Liberia. I lived in Liberia before. Okay, nobody's more Liberian than I do. And I worked in Liberia. We were close to government. I know working government, we were very close to government. So these people, most of them that work in government or in most offices, they don't go through a proper channel. Now, the unprofessionalism displayed by the army, by the recruitment process here is very bad. No, listen, for God's sake, this is a job. These people are looking for job. I have not seen anywhere where people will stay for this is interview, a range of proper interview for these people. First, do your short listing. Ask people to apply. Okay, send they are not applying, so to speak, vet them. When you vet them, you're not in the first place, they're not doing proper vetting. You just stand the whole group outside, and the woman was saying, a lot of your friends outside there. So you got the whole damn group outside there waiting. So they can't read one or two lines, say, yeah, wrong, go, you are qualified to go. So they are being recruited. You don't know some of the people, you don't know their record. Some of them have been in a post-tracker or sub beach for years, and they were free. Some of them are refined zogos. Some of them, they are just all categories of people. There's no proper vetting. And the professionalism is lacking for the fact that you hold a piece of paper in front of somebody. And this guy could be fluent in reading, but medically he's not fit. It's a lot of things. So this is a job. The recruitment process is, for me, I don't know. I don't want to judge them. I don't want to prejudice the whole thing. If this is the final process of getting them to go join the army, is bad. Where you just hold one piece of paper, you say read. The man say John Brown, John Wall defense. It's okay, you're qualified, go. Look at the girl that struggle to read 2 or 3 different sentences. She struggle. At last, PROUD, proud. She'll coordinate a purpose. There's no 2 P's in there, 1 P. So where you got the other P from? So when they pronounce it for her, she read it and then she started running. Now, so how so, and I can't blame the children. They want job. Anyway, they can get a job, they'll get it. So it's left with people who are recruiting them.
So, Linford, let me talk more on this recruitment process. They could have done it in a way, but not putting it in or publicizing it in a way that the whole nation can see. Now, if the person cannot read, granted, they can still join the military. Because in the military, you can teach them how to read. Because they get a lot of job, or you can teach them how to read. But the way they did it, even the young person in front of 5 or 10 military personnel, when the nerves kick in, for some reason, if you shaking, you seeing the wall, you get confused. And the lady was trying to help that girl, helping her say, they just wanted her in. You see? So they should have done it in a way that let people come here and do the vetting, because you talk them in. You don't know whether they have criminal background, nothing. You just say, oh, read this letter. If the person read, take them in. So what kind of military group of people are we recruiting?
Anyway, like I said before, I don't know whether that was the final recruitment, and then Dolly Nelson is saying that was the first phase of. Okay, yeah, I want to agree with that. That should be the first phase. At least this should be like shortlisting. So you get about 1,000 people from that group that they talking yesterday. When they go in the parish now, and when they go, maybe you conduct special interview. They check the person background, where they come from, what they have been doing for the last 4 or 5 years, where they have been, and all the things, you check everything, and then from there, you can say, okay, what happened with Sari, you didn't make it. And Paul, you talk about, that's something called stage fright. You talk about stage fright. And I remember they used to have this program on ESW every Saturday. Don't please mute yourself.
I'm nothing.
Okay, Paul, maybe it's Paul. Where there's a Saturday special where people used to, go in the street with the radio and then they talk to people. And that was my favorite station. Radio show. I wanted to be on that show. One time we were on Broad Street. I walked from the bypass. I joined the line. That line was long, man. We stood on the line for long. When the guy got to me, he asked me, what's your name? I forgot my own name. The fact that got to me, I forgot my own name. So I know where you go. Anyway, you talking about this.
Let me get you a story before we welcome Padoli. I remember when kids, right when Dole took over New Day, and people used to go to the mansion for jobs.
Yes.
So Dole, there were a lot of young men that went for job, and that day they were lucky. Dole called one of them and said, I want 10 person. he counted 10 and forgot about himself. So when he got to door say, I said 10. He said, but yeah, the 10. They said, but so you don't want job, right? They left it out based on his own stupid. So things happen.
It can happen. And you also remember the scene though. He used to divide rice and other things. So the group of women were at the mansion and he was coming to them one by one. So he reached the woman and said, man, what can I do for you? He said, I know so. They were see, I just want to die. So okay, pastor, go die. Yeah, your friend can't talk about good things. Say, Mr. President, they were see, I just want to die. So, oh, really? Okay, pastor, go want to go die. So stage fright. But let's say welcome to Botttomline.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for allowing me. I know I've been a little bit struggling with that stuff to get to here, but however, I manage it, and by the patience of Mr. Chulo, please, he exercised restraint, so I managed to get to you guys. Okay, really, to begin with my comment, the system in this kind of sensitive recruitment.
Wait, let me ask you one question before you continue. You are ex-policeman, right?
Yeah.
You went to police academy?
Sure. I graduated from the police academy.
How was your recruitment process? Was it like what they did or what is going on?
Here is my way of going to police academy. I was employed before I went to police academy.
You were employed in the police?
Yeah, I was employed in the police. We call it in-service training. In-service training, while you are being accepted to be employed as a cadet in an office, you can be named listed on a recruitment on a training course at the National Police Academy. Then you will be called as the in-service training. You are already in a service, but you go in.
You know, the thing I want to get straight. When before they accepted you to work in the police before going to a police academy, were you guys in group and then they were saying come and read something like that? When you read, then they take you?
No, it was not like that. Here's the situation where how I got in. I applied for applications to work as a cadet in the office, the logistics department. So they asked me for police clearance. I went for police clearance. I got a police clearance. I know I have no criminal record. And they asked me for, before they can employ me in a service as a cadet, I was now a full police officers when they were employing me. Before they employ me as a cadet, I have to produce a police clearance and two reference letter from renowned citizens of the country to recommend me that and explain a good character of me, and also medical record. So these are the things I present, and I was employed.
Okay, so as ex-officer, how do you see this recruitment process that is going on right now?
Yeah, that's why we're above to lament on when you block me out.
Okay, so go ahead.
Here's a procedure that in this kind of manner. This is a sensitive in recruitment that are not taken random by the government, because those that the government employing now are the people that are supposed to protect the life and the property of our nation. So they're supposed to be properly vetted. So in order to do that, first of all, before anybody could come there for that first-hand entering into the interview system and whatever, you're supposed to come with the credential, the high school graduate certificate, wire certificate, and also medical report. You're supposed to have that. You're supposed to have criminal records clearing. You're supposed to have all these things. You're supposed to have 2 reference letters from a permanent citizen of the country recommending them and explain in that letters their character. When they come with that, Then the one that they were doing on the TV, it just was opening something. That was a juvenile way of going into this kind of system. It was not correct to my view, because if you employing somebody who is already graduate from high school, who is a high school graduate, and asking him, can you read this, one or two paragraphs on a blackboard or whatever board they have for them. So I don't see it for happening. It was not necessary to my view, but I don't know what they did it for. But to test the people's ability of reading or what, I don't know. But these are the requirements first supposed to be met with before they can go further.
Okay.
So when they come in now with this document, there will be a screening team that will scrutinize this document, whether there's no fake document among it, whether it's genuine, before they can be called for proper examination.
Right.
Okay.
But so Linford, it's good what Padole said. He lay a rod. That's the process of joining in the old days. Now, in a normal country, if the people want to recruit, they get this thing they call the cadet, where they go from school to recruit young people.
Yes.
They do that. That means the local, because they talk about the teachers will be able to give some sort of how they call it, reference of those kids. That this child is smart and blah blah blah. So they'll gather in the cadet form before recruiting them. But you said something, Linford. I will show the picture again. What you said, that's the one these young kids, look at them. Let's look at these kids. If you look at the ages, probably 19, 18, 20, 21, 22. That's the age group here. If you find out all of these kids, because there was no support from the family, they might have been dropped out from school. If you check good. So these are kids that have been selling maybe trainers or Cool A or plenty chips. The opportunity came low because Guinea have now put Liberia under serious pressure that they didn't want to create jobs, but Guinea have now made Liberia to say, oh, let's try and recruit these young people. So it's the pressure from Guinea that getting the government so jittery to say, look, let's get 600 military personnel. But they think Ben ever said, they told us that they have a budget that worth 1.2 billions, right? You see, so if you have that kind of money in your budget, so why Guinea have to force us to recruit people? They should have done that long time.
Okay. Yeah. The Bible, the good old Bible says it is appointed unto men to die once. And then besides that, for everything in Ecclesiastes, it says it's time for everything. So this was the time for us to restructure our army after the war. But my concern here is what message are we sending to Conakry? What message are we sending to Guinea with this public recruitment, where we publicize the recruitment of our military folks? Let me take it down. What message are we sending to Guinea? The Guineans will say, oh, because we went to these people land, so they are now recruiting for us and getting ready. Because the reason I'm asking what message are we sending is that our government has not engaged the situation at the border with hostility. We have not shown any military strength. We have not employed that military style of handling the situation. So it means that we have been pursuing the diplomatic side, which for me is good because we are not prepared militarily. So, but in the face of that, we begin to publicize our recruitment doing all these things. So the people say, oh, but looking at these people, they are offering us the Trojan horse. Do you remember in literature we study about the people of Troy? Okay, and I think they and the Greek, they have problem, and then the people of Troy, they came, they said, well, we want to make peace. They build this big horse, wooden horse, and put military people inside and carry it to the people and say, well, this is our peace, our sign of peace. We came to make peace with you. And when the people accepted our horse in the net, all the military people go outside and kill them. So this could be the sign of the Trojan horse for the Guineans. They will say, we're not, but these people, they say we've been talking military, peacefully. They don't want any military action. Why are they recruiting at this time? So the Guinean could just become adamant. They can become very recalcitrant and say, no, listen, we ourselves will be there. Let's see what we'll do. But I mean, I'm just going around to see all the level grounds and all the the hilltops and all those things. For me, that's how I behave. Even if I have to eat food, I got to look at it, whether it will run my stomach, whether it will fill my stomach, whether, I assess things all the time. So we're hoping that, we be careful in the process. And like we all hoping that Dolly wrote here, that this should be, or this is the first phase. I agree, because of course you will not just recruit one John Brown, one Joe Blue from the street, and because he read 1 or 2 lines, you go put him in your military. Those same people could go around causing trouble. Someone then could tell it, thing going, you get in the join the bush and start hunting down our own government. So these things. That's why before you join the military, you gotta be well scrutinized. You gotta know who they're dealing with, because you're putting arms in the hands of these people. Once the arms are there, you can't get it easily. Okay. When they begin to rebel, you cannot get our arms easily, or those arms easily. So we just hope that.
Let me say something.
Another one said, Linford said something. Do you know the vice president was interviewed yesterday? He made a statement that I don't know why people are complaining. They have men in Liberia, they have reserves in Liberia that one person can enter a country or town and seize. So if you have these people in Liberia, so then why have they big publicity about recruitment? That doesn't add up. Instead of going on a silent diplomacy, great. Now, the old people in that area that meant to do their farming, for the past 2 months, they are homeless from their own homes. But this silent diplomacy that is happening in Liberia, that the country, the president or the minister of information cannot say something or say, oh, our parents, you calm down. We are working with our partners. We are working with ECOWAS. We are working with other people that it will be resolved soon. There is no information as such. So everything just going that kind of silent way, and people are now, you showing Guinea that you are very weak, because by doing this recruitment, it just shows that how weak you are. That's the weakness that you are showing Guinea. So it shows that Guinea not going to leave from our land anytime soon. The fact is that you're doing silent diplomacy that nobody knows about. By this time, every Liberian, ECOWAS should have gone to Liberia. By this time, delegates from the AU should have gone to Liberia and Guinea. There should have been a summit at this time in 2 months. But what is silent diplomacy that is going on, that when somebody talk, now the government go after the people that are talking? So if you have in diplomacy 2 months, somebody sitting on your land. Now, there is no call from the United Nations to say, look, what is going on? When something like that happens, we have Louis Brown at the Security Council of the United Nations. Why this have not been brought to the attention of the United Nations, but it's so silent. Only backdoor, only government people knows that what is happening. But the old man that meant to do her farm, the puppy that meant to go on his farm, they can't go.
Yes.
They're scared.
So
what's the diplomacy that behind the whole thing? Then you telling Guinea, say, look, we're so weak now, we're recruiting. They're not going to leave the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, the statement that the vice president made, I look at it as a slip of tongue. Because when he realized that statement that he made, he was It was not correct. We decided to come over with a diplomatic statement. So I look at it as a slate of tongue. There's no way today, the life that we all are in today, one man can go to a town and capture a whole town and put the town under control. It's not possible. But
Rambo.
yeah, like Lambo, it's not possible. But however, you see, I said it the last time when we were talking the same Bolo issue. I said we make our errors from the beginning. When the Guineans came first time, the citizens get at them, they pack their load, they bring the flag down, you cross the river, they went back to Guinea. So that day, we should have deployed whoever military personnel we have. Even it could be okay there or immigration, police should supposed to be deployed immediately to that area. So at least about one platoon should have been deployed immediately after the people left, but we didn't do it. That was a serious security blunder we did. So I'm very, very supporting the way the government handling is, not in a violent manner, because when the war broke up, a lot of innocent people can bear the consequences. So for this reason, we all are praying that.
But so, pardon, let me ask you. Let me hold you there. Let
me learn.
I know you learn. You're in support of this, but the government not talking to you.
Yeah,
they're not telling you nothing.
I'm going to come there. I'm going to come there.
Okay. Yeah, I just want you to elaborate more on it.
Yeah. What government need to do in any given situation like this, government need to give assurance to her citizens, to tell them how far they're going. You don't have to reveal the national security areas to the public, but they need to tell the public, we are not sleeping, we're working on it, and citizens should also see some of the signs that actually, yeah, these people are working on this thing here. Like some delegates should be seen, some noise should be hearing from the international stage about this issue, because it's not a small thing. It's not a small issue. So all these things, the government need to be involved in it. So they are not doing it. So I don't know what they are not doing it. And we, the concerned citizens, need to get to them, to make them to go to the appropriate international organization, like Paul Cholope just said, the United Nations, because God forbid anything broke out, the United Nations will not sit down and fold their hand over coming to the aid of the Liberian people or the Guineans, because there will be a crisis. Both sides will feel the weight. And the innocent citizen will suffer. They will start spreading all over and things then. So the United Nations will not fold their hand to say, no, we can't do anything about it. They will be definitely involved. So I think it's a time for the United Nations for the government who have been offended, which is Liberia, because the Guineans have moved into our areas. So we're supposed to get to the United Nations, the ECOWAS, the OU, to step in as soon as possible. We're supposed to do that. We're not supposed to sit down and this thing here. It's not necessary at all. So that's why I'm saying this here. That statement, what the Vice President said, it was a slip of tongue.
Let me just chime in a little bit regarding what the Vice President said. Jeremiah was a young boy during the wartime, so he used to hear the marvelous stories about people like Sokuya there, people like Edward Mlede, the late Piwache. I didn't even know that Piwache was normal human being from what we used to hear. But my own late father, because Piwache stepped in my town when they crossed from Nima into Ponkande, the very first time they stepped in my town. When my father used to tell me the story about this man, until I met Piwache on his base in 1992. My father used to tell me about it, man, around 1990. I would be afraid if I was walking in the street or maybe on the country road, on a path, and then somebody appeared in front of me and said, I'm Piwache, maybe I'll faint or I'll die, because she appeared very fearful to me. Only to know that it's a normal guy, you know. So Jeremiah could be still living that fantasy, you know, that one guy from Boothville can go into one time capture. No, we heard all this story. We saw all this again there, and Dave Valley was there now. When I was leaving Memorial to go to Kagata, leaving, we could see Dave Valley now with this again on there. We counted in that hand. So nothing, you know, your life is your life, nothing there to protect it. Okay. So, but Padori made a statement which I want to disagree with respectively, that when this thing happened and the citizens were able to confront the Guinean soldiers and they left and went home, at that time, like the government was supposed to deploy at least a platform or whatever. Oh, no, let me tell you, when you're not able, you're not able. Let me put it in Liberian English here. You're not able, you're not able. That would have been even the worst thing to do, to put someone in a group over there that even get.
Let me defend that statement before you go further, please. I beg you.
Pardon, let him finish.
No. Let me say one or two words. The reason why
okay,
I'm
say,
saying
yeah, say what you're going to say. I'll say disagree with it anyway.
You know the reason why I said that for? In any given situation, prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? If we have manpower immediately deploy in that place there, you're going to prevent.
Wait, talk about manpower. You're talking about the physical human being. Wait, I'm asking you. I want to get. You talk about manpower. The physical human being.
I want to make this clear. Then you can come up with your contention. These people, they just ride the kino, carry the kino like and come back. You understand? Some of the civilians were then speaking the same language. Both sides were speaking the same language. You understand what I'm saying? They would just jump in the kino. How many people that just jump in the kino to come? It's about 5 or 10% initially. But when we were having to be there at the time, deploy, the way the easily move to the territory.
Do you hear what I said? Do you hear what I said? I said we can't make it. Once you do, we cannot make it. You go, so you carry the human being and you go deploy them.
But Linford, let me be fair here.
For God's sake.
You in your house with your children, your wife and children, are marched in your house for the first time.
We're
gone. Yeah.
And I don't have gun.
I gave you two, you get armed, but you
decide to. I'm telling you now, we do have it.
Let me learn now. I marched in your house for the first time. And then your children stood up, said, I said, okay, I left. Right? You came home and you were told that these people are marching in your house. What will you do? You're not prevent me from entering your house. You say, oh, because
you get gun. I'm gonna get rubber gun. How
who said there's no weapon in Liberia?
There is
weapon in Liberia. You remember on the show, we had a situation where AU gave Liberia weapon that they needed $1.4 million to transfer from Cameroon to Liberia. You remember that story? Who said they don't have? They have weapons.
We got it, man.
They have it. The fact is that this guy
deploy one platoon.
Exactly.
One platoon going to be qualified.
That's what we needed to do. So they're talking about diplomacy. Let me let you conclude. They're talking about diplomacy here.
Hold on. Using your own word, prevention is better than cure, right?
Yes.
Now
we are struggling now to solve the problem.
Yeah, but Guineans are well fortified militarily. Their military strength is more than Liberia. Presently, we got up to 2,000 men. And the 2,000 plus men, they are now all battlefront soldiers. Most of them are engineers, the support staff, all kind of people. Okay? Now, let me tell you, and nobody should be under the illusion that when the Guineans, when they first crossed, the citizens, what they were doing, they actually overpowered the Guinean. No. I mean, how people will arm you can feel guys standing
overpower the Guinean. They didn't overpower the Guinean. We saw everything.
This is where we made a mistake. The Guineans, when they felt necessary, they didn't want. Let me tell you, Guinea. I will speak. Maybe the whole in content, but I will speak for the Guinean. If the Guinean actually wanted violence, they should have opened fire that day. But they saw the two. They were civilian, and they are trained military people. So you can look at civilian open out on them when they are now, So they say, okay, let's cross and go back. But for us, Liberian, our victory, you see it. So why I say when they came back the second time, why I say that the Centurion didn't go back to go attack them when they brought all the people with arms? Why?
When the people left, the government
handle the
not
situation.
to do that anymore.
And
the government has done that. Even the first step that the children
yeah, but
took,
okay.
it was a suicide. It was a suicide.
Liberia, able to fight Guinea. We strong. We go.
No. It's not being able. The fact is, if you say diplomacy, that be fair here.
But that diplomacy we are going for.
No, if you create the tension, if what Padole said, if they were going to deploy people immediately over there, they see ECOWAS were going to march and say, no, something is cooking bad in the border area of Liberia. The situation will be resolved. But the fact is that you're scared, you are chicken. That is men march on your territory and you say, oh, diplomacy. Yes, this is what 2 months now, it will be talking about the diplomacy. They'll be there for 1 year. They take the whole of local country.
The president in America is receiving peace award.
You guys say the first time. The first time they grew out there, overpower them. Why they can't go back?
No. Nobody said overpower here. What Padole said when he said when they left, they got the government rather where they should have sent.
Yes.
Nobody overpower them. Just there because they're not going to shoot them. But the fact is that you send your men. They're there. Why Liberia being chicken? That's the whole thing behind it.
Okay, anyway, you're recruiting military people now.
But this is now
the Guineans. I don't know how far the government of Liberia and the Guineans have gone with these discussions. And this is one of the danger when your government cannot inform you about the situation. This is the danger, and that's exactly what we're doing now. We are just speculating. So we spread innuendos and all these insinuations. We just think and say things from the wild, right? So if the government
will come from people more like what the vice president did, all these kind of things. You learn the government is now opening up to the citizen.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that for me, I'm pursuing the diplomacy. Okay, since we didn't start violence. And like I said, nobody should be under illusion that the group of small children are making no hey, they overpower the Guinea. The Guinea, you look at them, you are civilian. So why would we open fire on you? And then the situation would have been worse.
No, who said here that they overpower the Guinea?
Nobody said it here.
No, who said that? Nobody said that.
No,
we said one the children king.
If you go back after the show, go back to the video. I said, so you guys want to tell me that the handful of people out there, they overpower the Guinea?
No, nobody said it. Padole said no. Nobody said they overpower.
Okay, yeah, but going at the time or the days, But let's look at how the Guinea will move now. And Jolly wrote there that Guinea and Liberia will not go to war. No, nobody's saying Guinea and Liberia should go to war. But the question is, how are you going to clean back that land? How are you going to move the Guineans? So the diplomacy must be very strong, and convincing to remove the Guinea from that soil because they've been there 2 months. They are even built, as I understand, they are built some structures there that are America living on. And let me tell you one thing, you guys talking about the UN, no damn UN coming there. First, it's going to be the Monroe Union. Because the 3 countries are in the manner.
No. Therefore, don't change it. The question, what I said here, this silent diplomacy that nobody know of. By this time, 2 months into where is ECOWAS? Right there. If we have the thing called the
Monroe Union. Why jumping over Monroe Union go to ECOWAS to go to UN?
But Monroe Union and Manabio and Joseph Boyka went to meet this guy in Guinea. The part of the union.
They say going on. They are not there yet.
So
then
the reason why I'm saying there, the reason why I'm saying this, if the government are deployed troop over there, today that thing resolved. They have done it for the very first time. That thing resolved. The reason being, when there was a coup in Guinea, I think Guinea-Bissau, attempted coup. ECOWAS went in no time.
Because of interest.
So why this Liberia one now?
Because of interest.
They're dragging their feet.
Yeah, because of interest. How does war I'm just giving an extreme example, right? How does war or fracas between Guinea and Liberia affect ECOWAS? It doesn't affect them anyway.
They were not going to fight any war. The fact
No.
is that
Confusion.
when Liberian soldiers
them?
have gone to that border, they just say, instead like North Korea and North and South Korea, you just see that they're not fighting, but they get soldiers to the border.
Well, let me answer the brother question here. He asked one question here.
You understand my question? You understand my question, right?
You say what will concern the ECOWAS or the United Nations or ECOWAS about Liberia crisis and things like
no interest.
Liberia and Guinea.
He said Liberia and Guinea crisis. What will concern the ECOWAS? I want you to know when Liberia then said among ourselves, we were fighting among ourselves, ECOWAS stepped in.
That was at the request of people. But I'm telling you, I am telling you,
their citizens even die in that process. So
I'm not denying it. I am telling. Now I ask you a question. What will make right now you got ECOWAS, which is a regional body. Then you got Mano River Union, which is a sub-regional body that should be able to handle their own case. So these cases are not gone above the reach or the
only one country have not been involved in it, which is Africa.
But somebody invaded your land. It got to take 20 years before the other
ECOWAS
get involved.
Huh? All right. Let me say.
Invaded Liberia. It must take 20 years before this get to know what is happening.
Let me say this. You know what is my suspicion in the thing here, Mr. Linford? While the up to present I have not seen the government stepping into to the ECOWAS, asking them to step into these matters. What suspicion to me is this. The ECOWAS have involved in our crisis, in our internal crisis in several occasions. We disregard their decision. We disregard their opinion. It happened quite recently. We disrespect ECOWAS decision. Whatever they come to and explain to all the realities, what they want, what they think that is supposed to be done, we look at it to be nonsense. We never even honor it. So maybe that's the reason why our government don't have the gut to go to the senior ECOWAS, because the senior ECOWAS, when we're having crisis among ourselves, they came in, they said, look, God, what you people doing is not correct. You can bring this, you can bring that. But we say, oh, to hell with you, we are sovereignty. So that's not
then that's what I said.
That could be the reason why we are not involved in the ECOWAS right now.
I'm looking at the peaceful resolution.
We will never be respecting their view. You understand what I'm saying?
I am looking at the peaceful resolution to this thing, or whether Liberia should have deployed military over there, which we have.
But Linford, how sure are you that they're having a peaceful talk behind the scene? Nobody knows.
We know this. So far, that's why we know. That's why the president went there. That the last action of the government, the president went for a peace talk.
But when the president went there after he left, the next day the Guinea increased their forces. So what does that say?
No, it says that the process is still going on.
Oh, 2 months. The process is still going on. So what happened here? 2 months on. If Linford says something about Guinea, you now become wanted person from the government. Journalists goes to the place to do video. They are wanted people from the government. So this silent diplomat said that nobody
all the measures are security measures to curtail false rumors. So the government told you, listen, you see, you guys want me to play the devil's advocate for the government. The government said we are pursuing the case. So what if journalists go there and start to blow the thing out of proportion? Okay, but
you are journalist, you're a journalist.
Yeah, but right now,
and I know during the wartime,
I'm not on the battlefield.
Yeah, so play the journalist role here. Don't play the government role. The role of the journalist in it.
I'm trying to be as neutral as possible.
Yeah, we all are neutral. We are a nation.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
the
So
here the situation.
what I'm saying is,
Our concern
okay,
is
okay.
this.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you the question.
Yes, ask.
What the Bonnie, Julius Chair, or whoever reporter that went to the border there, you see, he showed the Guinean soldier, he showed Liberia, this and that, blah blah blah. How does his photos explain anything that is being discussed at the Manuel Reward Union level concerning the border? He's not showing the actual fact, what is going on there. Yeah, the fact is Guinean soldiers are there. Nobody denied that. Liberian soldiers are on the other side. Nobody denied that. But having a day body issue on the ground, nobody. So we are saying, or the government is saying, as a Liberian, that's why I say we. The government is saying the process is going on. So journalists start going. The fact is the soldiers are there. Nobody deny it. So even if 1,000 journalists go there and show all the Guinean soldiers, nobody denied it, it's a fact. But what is being discussed behind closed door, the journalists do not know. So that's what I say. The process is not an event to say it will just explode. It is evolving, it is ongoing. One morning we could wake up and they say, well, the Guineans are leaving. We have reached consensus that the Guineans will withdraw and will take back the area. Or one morning we wake up and say, they say the Guineans have not agreed. In fact, they're extending into Liberia. Then now it's time for action. But as it is, let's hold the government word that they are pursuing the diplomatic process. You guys got me now?
Yeah, we got you. So you see where we are now. This we decided to follow one country called America way of life. And when somebody pass away or somebody murder someone, you find out that the police, how they call it, the CRD, the investigator, they will come to explain to the nation to say, oh, based on X, Y, Z, this person murdered this person, and this is what the government is doing. Now, somebody invaded our land, or country invaded our land, and the government is saying, so, oh, y'all, well, we know what happened. Whether the Guineans will leave, they will not leave, but y'all be patient. Y'all be patient. Now, one day, 2 months, we go into the third month. We still, now, my concern here is, what kind of patient will be patient that you have Manuel Reward Union, you have ECOWAS, you have AAU, the three organizations right in Africa. Then you have the United Nations, where you also a permanent member now at the Security Council. Everything just silent. Then when Amara Collin talk, you say, oh, it's a national security thing. When Yeke Koluba talk, we remove him. When Julius Jair go to the border, the next time you appear at that border, we jail you. So what are you telling us? This is the fear.
How difficult is it to understand? In this case, you see, that was
it's not difficult to understand. The fact is that the government
the government is saying
that the government now want to communicate to the people. That is the problem.
Government is saying we are handling the situation. So every John Blanc can talk. The whole of Liberia can talk. It will not move the Guinean from there. The negotiation, if we're fighting the people ahead, we'll say, oh, but why we're fighting the people, they can't move. But we're not fighting, we chose not to fight. So we pursuing the diplomatic process. The Guineans saying that they're not shooting nobody. They just saying that there. So why they there? We are pursuing it. What I take 1 year, 2 years, patient, don't be patient. The government is working.
Now, thank you very much.
I should be the PRO for the government in this case.
Thank you very much.
Because the situation is simple. The government said we're working on the process. So listen.
You are shadowing Francis Mensah right now. I can see that. But however, here's the situation. No.
What can we do?
You say you are government representative right now. You said it.
And silent. That sound language now. We should be silent.
That's what I'm saying. You are shadow of Francis Mensah right now. We agree to that. Let me just say something here. You know what happened? To be realistic, we all are seriously concerned about what is really going on because it's a serious matter. But what really I can understand is this. We heard a rumor that some people were carrying on illegal money here and there that prompted the Guineans to take this kind of unacceptable decision or action against us. those that knew were flinging in this thing, which is a local government minister and the deputy speaker, brothers and team. Then we heard that teams were set up to probe into their behavior, what their involvement into this thing here, whether it's true or false. We have up to present, the government is silent on that report.
Okay.
That is not correct.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you.
Be very fair.
Now, if you guys have been following me all along, I keep using one word, that this is a process. Process is like, okay, those of us who know how farming process go, the man will take a collar, go in the bush, cut the bush, cut the trees and burn it, turn around, clear the bush, clear the trees, and they plant the rice. Then they got to drive the birds, and then they harvest the rice. So it's a long process. So the children who can say, oh, wait, hold on.
I beg you with your process.
Yeah,
when you hold on. Even though
the children are hungry, yeah, listen, the children are hungry. The guy say, oh, Papa, but what you cutting? You got to wait until the rice get full. Then they cut the rice, and then you start to eat. The point I'm trying to make it is, we all know all the accusations that came in. Did the government tell you that? No, that rumor we heard that, that people were money. The government did not officially tell you that rumors. So it's the same rumor that we are spreading. And I think that because of some of the rumors that the government is trying to restrict journalists from going to the border or whatever. But that's beside the point. It's not my place to say that. But what I'm saying is that this is a process. So maybe the government is still investigating those same rumors if it is true. Okay? Then that's internal issue. But the biggest issue is the issue with the Guineans. If President Newman, who is the Internal Affairs Minister, and Thomas Fala brother, whoever they were involved, that's our internal affairs issue. And this is where I get problem with the government when they begin to grab people then and try to, what they call them. Yeke is an insider. Forget about Yeke, whatever Yeke says. Go and settle the issue at the border. When you settle, then you come inside. Now, I go for it. Then my children then come. They start talking, organizing in a fight while I'm fighting my enemy. Then I leave my enemy and start fighting my own children. I'll let them go inside. When I finish fighting, they beat me.
Let me say, you finish answering the question. This is Liberia is a chicken.
Yeah,
we are chicken here. So the children laughing at the dad, not the dad going after the children.
That's my personal opinion. Let me just say something about your cover issue. Like my personal
No.
But don't hold on. Don't bring your thing here.
We're not talking about your issue.
You said the government
no, is not important here. But for me,
but Dolly,
you didn't say that yet.
I'm
giving you an example. We're not discussing
I'm not discussing it too, myself. I just trying to.
Yeah, but then what you want to explain? We know everything.
But Dolly, just answer the question. Now, because Liberia, the father of the land, had become chicken, he ran away. So the children now, when the children start laughing, then he said, I will beat them. That's the case with Yeke Koluba. So the fact that you didn't take action, the fact that the children are seeing you making some kind of move, they know it's just silent. It's just silent. Children worry. And then when they say something, you can't beat them. So when it comes to the children, the whole world can do. Why the child being so foolish and you whip the child? But the one that's feeling take your land,
Mr. Chwebre, let me say this thing too. Maybe the government decided to silence Yeke Koluba, to take that action, Yeke Koluba, to silence entire Liberian communities from making any noise on this issue. That has here to be maybe.
Yeah, the government can say nobody should speak. The government can say nobody should talk about it. Government not scared of us.
Yeah, government not scared of us, but government have a strategy.
So why would they take vengeance on
the government will never say that. Government will never say that because he passed in a law that the freedom of speech is allowed.
Then when they grab you for the speech, the freedom of speech,
and adopted everything sound. So
I think we need to move on.
Let's get back to the topic and close on this.
I think we need to move on.
No, let's spend 2 minutes on this and then we'll move on.
Even come up with some kind of have a caliber of vocals language, against this situation. So
Okay,
that
so for me, I think
Paul,
I think we need to give each of us just need to wrap up because it's the main topic here is about the recruitment of the people of the army.
Yeah, so at the recruitment, so I just want to lay out something here. Now, the recruitment process, Amar Corner says something that got the government also to get into rush. And it's just a 1 minute thing about the Guinean army, about Liberian army. The thing is, if you want to recruit, I think it should be a nationwide thing that continue process, but do not allow somebody to put you under pressure before you decide, say, okay, now I'm going to recruit. The thing we call hurry bus strategy is what Liberia is doing. So I want audience to listen to Amara Kone, what he said compared to compared to our own army and what our president and the government are afraid. That's why they say, oh, they think we got to be very silent about it. So we listen to Amara Kone. We have our 2 minutes each, and then we'll move on to the next topic. That road is.
We need to fix it. I hope when the right budget comes, we will give the AFL more money. Guinea is stronger than us militarily. They have between 12 to 30,000 personnel. They have 7 aircraft. They have armored vehicles. They have a navy with boats. Our AFL, no, this is to the journalists, you can Google all of this. Order order. You can Google all of this. What I'm saying. The 4 million we have given them is the right step, but it is not adequate. We need to give them more money. I hope that when we discuss the budget in December, we will double the AFL budget going forward so that they can recruit. We are a mere 2,000 military. So, come on, man. We have to do that. That's that. Now, the second issue I want to talk about is the issue of the volunteer teacher.
Important is that, for the record, our military information is not on the internet. So the information provided on our Ghana is not true. Thank you.
That's a lie. It's public information. It's on the internet. I can prove
We asked you to clarify one issue. You went back to another topic. Said I'm almost
all right. Let's get to let me
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, by the way, gentlemen, I'm not going to raise a salient point here regarding the recruitment that they need money. The government need money to put into the military. Now, this government told us that the budget for the budget for 2026-2027 is 1.2 billion. So that means we'll get plenty surplus from tax collectors. So you see where we are. But then the very legislature that I'm currently talking about, the money they got is more than the money that they've been given for recruitment. So how on earth this going to happen? You see, so our people got into rush to recruit 600 person. Granted, horror bus strategy, we agree. But why can't they do more? Linford and Padole, you're close on it, then we'll move on.
Yeah, let me just close on it. I'll just hit on the point. First of all, that argument in that House of Senate, I don't see anything wrong with somebody saying that the government need to invest heavily in the military. I think that was the right thing that young man said. Because listen, I always say this based on my security background. Many manpower on the street does not provide security. The satisfactions of the citizens the satisfactions of the employee, they are the one that can provide security for a nation. When people are satisfied, security will exist. What the government can do in this kind of situation, the kind of modern life we're in today, one man can sit down in a room and use a drone, use a sophisticated equipment. One man use a sophisticated equipment to attack the whole town. These are the things that government, our government here need to do to invest heavily into the military equipment, military strategies, and things there. Bringing more manpower on the street, it might likely cause care. Because if you are not paying these people, you gave them army and ammunition, you're not paying them, they become dangerous to the public.
Yep.
The government need to know that. So employing them, fair enough, but make sure you give them what all they need to have. If you can't pay them, you can't give them what they need, my brother, you are creating problem for us. So that's what I would say about that recruitment issue. You see, what we need to really look at in this situation here is the ECOWAS is adamant in this matter. They become speechless. They have not come out to say anything. We ourselves too have now go to the ECOWAS to ask them to step into this matter. Is scary, to be very frank.
Okay.
It's very, very scary. That's what I can say in this thing here.
Linford, let's wrap on what you say. Although you defend the government, but I think the governments are chicken in this matter. So defend your government, they hear you, and then we'll close on and move on to the next topic.
Let's welcome Pearson Thiago Dolly Jr. and Nurse Faith, as well as Mr. Tumu Boniface Nelson from the UK. And for those of you whose name I cannot see, probably the best thing you could do is to just go in the comment box and leave your comments. And there are people watching on my site who do not appear here. So we want to say welcome to all of you. The Botttomline Library Discussions is the name of this show, this platform. And we are here every Sunday. Sunday is Audience with the Law, Children Playbook on this platform. And also on Tuesday, we are here with the discussions. And then Friday, and soon to come, on Saturday, we'll be having another show coming up called Your Story.
Before you leave out, thank you for saying. Let me make a quick comment. Audience with the Lord Children on Sunday. I have a big guest on this with the Lord Children on Sunday. Mr. Cummings will be appearing with me on Sunday. So watch out for the flyers. Just to let you all know.
Okay, that's the leader, the political leader of the ANC. Mr.
Do you prepare a question for him?
Will be here according to Paul. So you can join the show. If you join from Liberia, you can join at 7 o'clock Liberian time, from the UK 8 o'clock, and from Europe 9 o'clock p.m. My final cut on this recruitment process is, for me, I want it to be fair. Indeed, Liberia needs a military. Connect didn't have to even, remind the government. This is a government, for God's sake. And we can look around ourselves. Look at our neighboring countries. They all were armed. When we had war, we had Nigeria using the 1940 aircraft or jet bombers on us in Liberia. That should teach us sense that we need some. Nobody needs to tell you. But again, when you have a country that people do not prioritize anything, that the lawmakers, I heard Darrell Dillon was also gonna some kind of talk show where he said, if you're saying that they should empower the AFL, he said, but if I say they should empower the AFL, they will say we should cut our pay. Can you imagine what kind of stupid statement? Yeah, cut your damn pay and empower the AFL. You are not fighting war. If war comes, you will not go fight. It's the AFL that fight. If you can't send the poor children in harm's way, give them bow and arrow when they're going to fight the jet bomber. You see it? So this is what we're talking. A government, or not only this government, but since the war, we have George Weah. Those are okay. Let's forget about Taylor because Taylor in the Ghana government, the wartime government. But now these are the real elected government. Taylor was seen as a bad man. He was removed from Liberia. So the real good people came now, but they cannot even think about the AFL. And one of the reasons I said it last time, one of the reasons why our governments will be afraid to improve the military is that they do corruption and they're afraid that they have a strong military. The same situation in Guinea. I mean, or yeah, in Guinea, next to, in Mali, in Burkina Faso will happen. They will overthrow them. So they scared. It's a little boy, yep, the parry, man. Time for flare, they will call and they can't drill. When after drilling, EFL did, then they go back to the parry. They're afraid. Because once you have a good government thing, all these things, bad things that have been happening, it will have good government thing, it will be, I mean, it will have good military, it will be there. No. You want money, you just fly, they just move around the mansion and say, oh, go. We just fly around, we just tell him to go. Not shooting nothing but go. If you don't go, we shoot. Don't go. Simple. The hard rolling is overthrow. You just take a jet bomber and fly, tell the guy to leave. We will come in.
I mean, they
Simple
will
as that.
hold you
But I'm
in
not saying-
container.
Who they not going
Say
abroad?
real things.
Liver not going nowhere. They feed it.
Yeah, I remember Drew Ball, Francis. I Drew brother, I think you're hard and you. So you see, for me, no, let me tell you, and this kind of person, I think like Brentford got you get used to me. I don't bite my tongue. I say as it is, in as much as I don't mean harm, but I will say it as it is. No, we need to improve our military. Not only we shouldn't be afraid. It will do good. Our military will protect us. It will do bad. Our military also get a right to discipline us. Simple. They think that clear cut. No honor leave. No honor call. And again, here we are, Guinea. That is we can get fuel from Liberia.
Okay.
These the one we scale up today. They can't sit down all our land. We scale on them. Then we say we
For
pursue
2
them.
months.
Yeah,
That
2
thing
months.
just pissing me off for 2 months.
Yes, seriously, everybody, and that's why I see that's a frustration. I see people like Amara calling them or Yeke talking. That's a frustration, and some of all when we're talking, people don't understand us. But guys, let's transition. We hope the recruitment process will be good. And something I heard some people start complaining already. They're taking people from Lofa and Nima, all the Gonkanus coming by. And all the Noko, they know Lofa people have Noko before, right? They're coming by.
But man, you remember in the old days,
Yeah.
it was Nima County and Lofa County. Majority
Yeah.
used to be the army, so
Yeah,
maybe
they say government giving government not giving English. So, but we
That's
hope the
no fault.
recruitment will be broad based. We hope they will take equal number of people from all the countries. Now we got 16 countries or 15 countries. So take equal number of people. Okay, so the countries like Bapoli, they are small. Okay, so if you're taking 1,000 people from Lufa and Nima, then the PB countries, they form Basel and thing, take at least 10,000 people from the other countries. Balance it.
Oh,
You go make it loyalty.
no. Linfa, you can't say that because our vice president told us that one person from Ribaji can move into a village in a town in Guinea and capture the whole town.
La Kofi. Then we heard that story a long time ago. No, the one I was talking there, Dolly said our vice president is not born. I didn't say he was, I said during the war he was a child. He himself said it. And I mean saying it, he said during the war he was a child. He used to sell fish in a loop in Pikena. So
Yeah,
he used to that childhood story. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a child now. So I hope you're not going to tell him I say he's a child. No. During the war he was a child. That's why he said he used to sell fish. So that means said it. I think he said it. Well, guys, I think we got to transition and the situation in South Africa. But before we go to the situation in South Africa, let's play this or let's give you this information so that you will get prepared for it. On the Botttomline library, guys, give me a chance, please. Let me see. This is.
Welcome to Your Story, hosted by Francis Mano Mensa. Join us each episode as we dive deep into the lives of inspiring guests, exploring the challenges and successes that have shaped their journeys. Discover their unique experiences, insights, and the powerful stories that define them. Tune in and be inspired. Coming soon on the Botttomline Liberia.
Okay, so your story is coming on soon, and I hope we'll be hearing some very, very interesting stories, about successful people or successful Liberians, and Francis promises to feature also people who are non-Liberians but are successful people. Not only successful people, but people who got interesting, life-changing story to tell. When I used to believe in God, I used to listen to ERWA all the time, and my most favorite program was the program they used to call On Shackle in the evening. On Shackle, that program used to give the life story of people who were once, not Christians, and then something made them to become Christian. So, something can make somebody to be something. You see, some bad people don't think they were born bad. They were good people, but something made them to be bad. And there are some people who are also good. They were not good, but something changed them. So we'll be hearing some very interesting story in addition to this one. Paul is always here every Sunday, and he said Mr. Cummins will be here on this one.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Okay, welcome, and let's welcome our young G. He's just joining us. If you're joining us by way of Chala TV in Liberia, we say please help us to share the show. And in South Africa, there is something that is happening, and they have become very, very xenophobic in recent time. That they are driving out other Africans from their country. And I don't know how this happened. There are different accounts. They got their own explanation that foreigners are taking their jobs, foreigners are carrying in drugs, foreigners are doing criminal things, which could be genuine reasons, but I don't think those are reasons enough to be able to get rid of foreigners, even maltreating them. And like in Europe, in Norway, for example, most time I meet people who say, "Oh, the criminals, the foreigners are the ones that bringing crime in this country." And I asked one old man one time, elderly man, I say, "You old, you old, right? You've been in the country for long." He said, "Yeah." I said, "But during your time, did you have police? Did you have police station and jail horses, a court?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Who were built for? Did you say you don't have criminals in this country before foreigners started coming here? Who you build? Who the government build?" Then he sat down for long. He said, "No, we used to have some criminal, but you're not like how it is now." So I said, "But every country got criminals." So when you see we come, or people travel, they travel with their own will, their own habits and other things. But that doesn't mean that they are inputting these things to your country. So South Africa have become very, very xenophobic. Not all of them, but at least the people who are doing it. But what surprises me is, at least I may be wrong, and I stand to be corrected by the panel or anybody. I have not heard the government in South Africa, the authority, to actually speak out or to even take action against these people who are attacking people in the street and beating them. I saw this pregnant woman, maybe from Zimbabwe, one of the neighboring country, and they are telling you, "You can't born it, you're not born this child here in this country. You gotta go. You gotta go." And I saw another video where the guys went to the hospital and demanding the sick people to go. If you are foreigner, they enter, the people hijacking. If you are a foreigner and you are in the hospital, this is government hospital, get our doctors, see them and get that prescription, let them go. They should not even purchase the drugs from this hospital, from the pharmacy here. And then they're driving people out. Look at this pregnant woman who is about to deliver and they're telling her, go outside and go born your child elsewhere. So I don't know how this situation is. I hope you guys will allow me to play this video of a young man who is being brutally handled in the street. And people standing looking at her, and everybody running behind him, beating him, and almost to death. And he's asking, what did I do?
Don't you think if it's so graphic, Facebook may block us?
Well, it's not graphic. It's they beating him, simple. But we can still do a disclaimer though. Facebook, this is this actual situation. And if Facebook will block us, then that means they are being biased. But Facebook, I know you will not block us because we want the public, we want the world to see what is going on. This is wrong. This is wrong. And if we do go against your community rules, we sorry, do not block us, but we got to expose it, let the world see it. And we did copy this information from Facebook as well. I copied it from Facebook as well. So I know it's not, I was not in South Africa. I did not do the video. So please do not block us. We want to let the world see what's going on. Okay, so here we go.
Nothing I do, my brother. Nothing I do. What I do, man? What I do, man? Nothing I do. Nothing I do, my brother. What I do, my sister? What I do? What I do, my sister?
Ele parece que ia vomitar. Vaya como me pasa con celo. That's bad track. So get that track. That's track. Oh, watch out. Come on, yeah, up. Two. Hey, trova questa fara, voglio comunque camuca. Two. Para com o não tem mais briga. Que é, corre. Eu estou com a tiro muito.
Why South Africans?
Is it me playing it?
No, it's finished. You took it down.
All right. Can we?
Yeah, but which one plays so?
Wrap it up?
You took it down, link for it's not playing.
Yeah, but there's something playing. You hear it? Or it's playing from outside, maybe.
Yeah, so it's nothing playing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I have the series of.
Can we wrap it
I had
up?
this series of videos queued. That's why one of them is playing in the background somewhere.
Yeah, you need to shut it off. Look, uh, let me just say a few words concerning about that xenophobians or attitudes of the South African. Um,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Padre, go ahead.
that video
We all
we
saw the
saw.
video. This is a
Yeah,
young boy.
yeah,
A
yeah.
young boy. And in my view, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that video. Beside that video, another video we saw concerning about the same attitudes of the South Africans and some some citizens of the neighboring countries of South Africa have filed in a complaint to the ECOWAS. Yeah, ECOWAS court. The human rights violation court complaint have been filed, which I'm aware of because my wife from Zimbabwe. She's one of the senior citizens of this country, and they are taken very serious because during the struggle of South Africa, many of their highly educated and leaders today that in power seek refuge to Zimbabwe, and they have an education there. They were educated. They gave them all level of cooperation. The very neighboring country, even down to my country, Liberia, we give we always sympathizing with the South African the way they were treated by the white supremacists. So, but what I from my that's my personal view on their attitude. You see, these are very naive and so silly people in Africa. Sometimes, if they are, because this is not the first time Mr. Chiloplace and Linford, they had done it before. They were going from shop to shop, breaking the people's shop down, killing some of them. The government does not say anything. Because the thing that happening, the reason why the government is not saying anything, these are the people that are going to vote for them in power. They're protecting their power. So to help what they did to the innocent citizens, foreigners, the government will not say a word. So the neighboring countries, some of them have taken step now, and they file in a complaint against the South African government. I don't know how far it's going to go. But I think it's necessary for the entire ECOWAS, no, not ECOWAS, I mean, the African Union to file a serious complaint against the attitudes of the South African people and summon their government to explain why they sit down there and the thing happening. Because it's very, very graphic. They did it, it was lucky for more especially these people, they were that two different nationalities they were targeting, the Nigerian and the Zimbabwean those days. The Nigerian colonized themselves with colors and some stake and weapons and things then, and group themselves in the communities and face them physically. Many of them were brutalized, and some of them were killed as well before the government stepped in that time. That was about 2 years ago. So that's the kind of people seeing them doing it. So the best solution to this kind of thing is to summon the government to the ECOWAS court. I mean the United Nations. I mean the International Human Rights Crime Court. So the government need to be somebody because the young man who is one of the freedom leaders, they call him Malema. Malema has spoken against this attitude before, but the central government have not said anything. Malema spoke against it. You say you go after your black citizen. What happened to you people when the white people were using you as an animal? And the job that you're saying the black people take, how many jobs the people took from you? The white people got everything. They got a bank, they got the company, they got everything. The Africans that come, they open their own establishment and that's it. The people that have the company, the local youth people to be or drug addicts or alcoholics and stuff and things, then that's why they didn't give you a job. They gave the job to people that are willing to work. So that's what happening. That's what I can say in that.
Okay, Paul, you saw the video, and you know, in as much as we agree that South Africans belong to South Africans. Similarly, so no man is an island. There are a lot of South Africans everywhere around the country. In fact, a group of South Africans left South Africa, white people, and they said they were going to America I think late last year, or late last year. And in February, they returned. You see it? So anybody can move anywhere. And that's why when I see people talking about land, oh, this is my country, my friend, there is a saying that if you born in one place and live there forever and ever, you at the end of the day marry your own sister, because that's the only place you know, that's the only people you know. So you might end up marrying your own sister because you don't know anywhere else. So there are people everywhere. But then when people do as if to say, people who talking, some of them, they don't have anything, they don't own anything in South Africa. Some of them live in the ghetto, but they want to show. I mean, look at them. And the pathetic thing is the guys that are wearing the yellow, are they security or what? They're standing there.
Security, private security.
Yeah, they put mopping the boy. So, but Paul, you saw the video. I don't know what you're saying. And there's a video that, I mean, a very short one, where one American guy is so mad and he's calling on all powerful South Africans to add their forces. Because for me, my thing here is when the authorities tend to be mute. And remember, this thing escalated, this action escalated as soon as they took Malema to jail, because he has been the one sending in a vanguard for these people all the time, for foreigners. But the moment they took him to jail, and this thing started sparring up again. So, Paul?
Linford is just a sad day in South Africa for the foreigners, the other blacks that are there. I remember when I was in elementary school, my $1 went to South Africa. And we all contributed for their freedom. So to see them today going after people that stood for them is sad. And this is the same South Africa that just recent time took Israel to the World Court on human rights abuses, and then they're doing it in there. So this is a soft. So I think African Union need to stand strong. There's an organization in South Africa there, Zimbabwe, they get their own almost like ECOWAS. They need to come hard on South Africa. Honestly, this is
these are the people that file complaint. These are the people that file complaint.
They need to come very hard on them.
They call them showposts. They call them showposts.
Yeah. So
they don't want to file complaint.
So what they've done, they're behaving like what the white people did to them, that's what they're doing to their other Africans. It's just wrong. And I think everyone should speak on this. Now, what become of those South Africans that live outside South Africa is people start beating on them too. How? I mean, it's just wrong. It's hard to talk. If it was, like we faced this in America recent time, where they ice something with Donald Trump. We saw what happened. People are against it. In Europe here, we're seeing that all of these skinhead people want to take office. And we know what is going on, that they don't like these people. Then our own brothers doing it to us, it's sad. Sad time.
It's a very sad time. And for me, you just touched something that I've been thinking about since this thing happened. You know, we complain against the white people. Oh, the white people say, we say the white people are racist. They don't want, yes. Now, we live in a country. We don't have any family members here. We came here. They didn't call us, even though they went to us first. I mean, if we want to balance the car. But the number of us coming to their country is not equivalent to the number of them that went to our country to colonize us. It was the government that colonized us. They didn't take all that people to our country. But now, the opposite is that we all are leaving our countries in Africa to come to a women country. And I must be fair.
Some of them dying in the sea.
They didn't call us here. When they were building their towns, they didn't build her for Linford to say when Linford comes, he will be here. We come, we sit there in the houses. Some or even those of us that live in welfare country, we get support from the government and things. But our own African people doing this, and then my mind goes back when we talk about African unity, when we talk about one big government in Africa, one dream. You know, the next place where African countries will start fighting themselves, who will be the most powerful country? They want to say, I got more resources. They want to say, no, I get the most powerful military. They want to say, no, we got the best educated people. So, no, there is no damn thing in Africa as African unity, right? And nobody should be dreaming wild dream. And the same thing, there's no damn thing in Euro as EU that jelly free. And all the countries in EU get their own interest. When it comes to say, oh, EU, they go to Belgium, they meet EU, but every country in Europe, if you ask them, they get their own interest that they stand on. The same thing. The only country, America, even America, with all the federal government, they still get some interest that is not incorporated into the general idea of the American society. So this thing about even in a family, bring it back home. You get 5 children. All the 5 children, they all not thinking the same way. They all get different behavior. So there is not this thing about African unity that we've been dreaming about, or EU, or American, or United States. Bullshit. The UN. Why is the UN scattering? You see? So look, all we need is peace. Let's be able to accommodate each other as humans. Nobody, no, that's why even when I think of Bible or this and that, nobody needs to tell me that if I take a knife and cut somebody, that they will feel pain, that their blood will run. Nobody needs to tell me, because if I take a knife and come and say, I know my blood will run, and I'll feel pain. So should somebody tell me that if I do to somebody, it will hurt them? So simple. Let's be good people to ourselves and to our neighbors. The people who do that thing, you can't follow South Africa. If you build a house, you can't follow that house. You get 2 rooms in that house, or 3, 4 rooms. You can't follow the whole room. The 1 room you get, you can't follow it. The bed you get, you lay down the bed, there will still be space. Even this jacket that I'm wearing, still there is space inside. So what a big thing about land that you got to be killing somebody for. But again, people are people, and people will always be people. So let me play the last one. I hope it will fall on the ears of people, powerful people in South Africa. So they will hear, and powerful people from South Africa around the world. So they will hear it and do something about it.
Seeking treatment. You guys are devils. That's how I feel about it. You guys are devils.
That is devil behavior. That is true.
Yes, that's hospitals. And you have kicked out sick Black people seeking treatment. You guys are devils. That's how I feel about it. You guys are devils.
That is devil behavior. That is true.
Yes,
that is true. But that is not all South Africans. But that is not all South Africans.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why it is. It's all South Africans, for the mere fact that we have never seen an organized effort to stop it.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example, madam. Don't interrupt me, young man. Silence.
Right.
Madam, if I'm standing next to a grown man taking advantage of a girl who is a minor, and I stand there and do nothing, can I rightly claim that I don't condone it? I mean, I didn't actively abuse the girl with him. I didn't actively lay my hands on her. But if I stood there, could I call myself a good person, a good man, while I watch the crime? You guys are all spectators of the crime. You're not good people. You guys are devils. And I will not call you anything other than a devil until you guys do something. And I pray that you guys are hunted. Wherever you are found outside of South Africa, I pray that you are all hunted until you guys raise up your voices against this, until I hear a Trevor Noah speaking against this, until I hear an Elon Musk speaking against this, whoever else, SZA or whatever the hell that harlot is, whatever South African is outside of South Africa, until they are pressured to speak up against this, they should be hunted.
Okay, and this is a frustrated Black American, a frustrated guy like me, like any other genuine person. I mean, look, Paul, let's be real. South Africa, just like you said, just yesterday, I mean, let's make it so close. Yesterday, when South Africans, when they couldn't walk on the same street with white people. When South Africans couldn't sit in the same restaurant with white people, they couldn't go to the same school. I mean, their villages could be invaded and they'd be killed and nobody would talk for them. And the rest of Africa was struggling to find freedom for them. Is this what they can pay the world? Or Africa for that matter? That we're not saying that they should open their country to all Africans to go there. No. But remember, there are South Africans outside. And that's why this guy was so frustrated. And he's telling the other guy, the woman, shut up. Because, the world is seeing what you're doing. This is not isolated incident. The government cannot give any excuse. And this is the same government that had the nerve to go to Israel or Netanyahu to war crime school. So how do you have double face? One side white, one side green.
But Padre said it here. The government won, there will be election. So if these people continue carrying on crimes, it will end up voting for them, which is wrong. So I think what happened to South Africa in the past come back again. Where when the nation isolate them from a lot of things, then I think it will stop. We need to kick them out of the organization Africa Unity, to be honest.
It's coming by, and people do. Yeah. I saw a video somewhere where one guy made some analysis. This thing is not a black South African doing it. Most of them are being paid by the white South Africans. They want to get rid of all the foreigners first, get out. Then when they remain in South Africa, then the white people will turn against them and they'll go back to the same apartheid. You see it? And most of them are the first king, the mixed race. You see, and the leader for them is a mixed race, and they pass through these people. But anyway, we haven't reached that part. Yeah. You gotta be sensible and look far here.
What happened, as I said to you, the way we got ECOWAS, they have similar organizations like that. They call them
yeah.
So these are the people around South Africa get themselves together and file a complaint against the South African country now, because they see what's happening to their citizens. Because they got people from Zimbabwe, they got people from Malawi, they got people from Botswana, they got people from this in South Africa. And the system there is no different from Europe. Before you enter in that country, you have to go through all the procedure. Before you situate in there, you have to go through all the procedure. So, but this hooligan that on the street misbehaving is censored by the politician there. The politician that hate their attitude is the one that they just put in jail, Malema. Because Malema did not keep silent. He said it publicly. That's the reason Malema will never become president in that country until he died. Let me tell you. But however, I would like to quick and start to do something if you guys can allow me to do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being with us, Padore, and we appreciate. We hope you'll be here on Friday. Well, but guys, we'll soon be wrapping up. That was the last topic for tonight, and we hope you'll be here on Friday. Those of you joining us the first time, we want to encourage you to always come here. We are here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, and soon Saturday we'll be launching a new. Not this coming Saturday, but every Saturday we'll launch a new program that will be coming on every Saturday, and that is called Your Story. And if you join the show late, we can encourage you. We want to encourage you to go back and watch it from the start. When we close, you can go back and watch it from the start. The best thing you can do for us on the show is to always make your comment. You see a lot of comments here. You can agree with us, you can disagree with us, and even we ourselves can agree with each other. That's what makes the show interesting. We are not people that have, everybody is not thinking the same way, and we got different ways of approaching the issue. But one thing we do is that we do it respective. We respect for each other. We do it respectfully for the sake of the show and ourselves and our audience as well. We want to say thank you so much, and Francis, we hope you'll be here. Drink your follow, we hope you'll be here on Friday. Anything final, and then we'll be closing.
Yes, I just want to say
Bye.
on Sunday we have the political leader of ANC on the audience with the Lord Chilpe on the bottom line. So we will start making the flyers and we'll share that into our various chat room, and we're asking our audience to join us here Friday and then on Sunday as well. So therefore, apart from that, I think it was a great conversation, and I'm looking forward to a fruitful discussion on Friday.
Likewise, and we hope that our audience will come with us. And like I said, sometimes we disagree and we agree. And today I was the spokesman for the government, trying to be neutral as much as possible. You cannot compare Israel war crimes to that of South Africa. Yes, I mean it's true, but my friend, we who comes to I call it, what is the name? How do you say?
He will come with equity, right?
Yeah, he who come to equity must come with clean hands. So you can't have the I see one bag, right? But because my fast to 100 bag, then I can't say, oh look at my nasty. I bought my one bag right on my arm. So look, let me tell you, you want to be good, man, be good. You want to be bad, be good. You see, I mean, be bad. You see, Israel is bad. So we all know them. Nobody can back them for that. I know. For me, I will not back them. They bad. You go, you demolish whole country. You kill innocent children. Pregnant with me. The baby that not yet born. You and that baby that lay in the mother arm. You bomb all of them. That baby, you and he never even say hello. You know him. You know what you're good or bad. You kill him. So, and then you who justify, or I mean, you try to judge Israel for doing all the bad things. Then you beating people in the street. You say now the government should send police in the street and tell the people stop, because the government should have control. And imagine that the guys were in the hospital, they were acting like when somebody hijacked plane, and then foreigners stand up in the hospital. All the foreigners stand up. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, this is cruel, man. This is bad. And by comparison, I would think. No, let me tell you, the situation with Israel is fighting war with Palestine or whatever, whether that will full scale war or whatever. And in war, people will die. We agree, it will bomb. But they want.
But we will live for sorrow. Israel no war. They can shoot bago. They in war. But only we can see destruction. We can see the people shooting them.
No. No, that
one-sided war, right?
That got people that they I mean, the true story will come up. But the thing is, I think in Africa we don't need this, and Africans must know that we are the most hated race on earth. I mean, Africa. No, if I was the only African, Paul, the heart in me, if it was even in half of Africans, Africa will be a good country. We should really be one another's keeper, because anywhere you go, no, even the crazy white man we think that they're better than you. So then why you can't like your friends? I'm telling you, I live this life every day. The crazy white man, they will think they're better than you. There are people who think that crazy white man is better than you. Yeah. So when we begin to hate ourselves, what do we expect the other people who don't like us?
Linford,
yeah.
Don't you know it's Mabudu Sese Seko and all of us showing all the kind of Africans we are? The moment they get in power, what happened? That when we all sit now on a table, that one day will change our country. But the moment one of us have been put in a position to even pick up your phone call, they don't do it. So what kind of Africans we are? That's how we are. We
not. I was in the United States in, I think 2005, and I was on a train going to Florida. I think I shared a story with a guy from Houston. 2 days ride on that train, frustrated, feeling tired and hungry, and feeling very uncomfortable because no shower. I go to buy a burger in the small canteen in a train, and this fat little American black picking between 19 to 20 years, 21 years, selling. And because he noticed our African, picking want to ridicule me in front of all the white people. Because I say burger. He said, what? I say, I want hamburger. He said, what? He said, you got accent. Are you African? I say, yeah. I said, all the old people say, not eating that breakfast. He said, I hate African. I said, why? He said, because they teach us that you sold our people as slaves. So we hate you. Black American. So I look at him for long. Then I look at the innocence written in his face because he know nothing. And the why the white people come in there. So I said, but who told you that? He said, that's what we learn in school. So I said, but look at all the old people here. They older than you and I, right? I said, no black men sold your parents for, they went and forced us. I used to blame the black American when they say they hate us African because we sold our people. But I want to, at this point, when I see African, I've changed. When I see African, they will behave towards one another, especially in Europe here. Down to our own Liberian children, the children that Liberian people born here, or those ones that are small, the boy that grew up here, they get new white friends. The children used to say, they say, hello, uncle, but when they see you this time, when you walk in street, they see the heart and say, they don't want to identify, to say, hello, uncle, so their friend they can know that they know you. Can you imagine? You see our mentality?
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's the African thing. So
that's the African thing. So
yeah,
that's why this is where the women read our weaknesses. They know there's so many weaknesses, but they want that we don't know.
But
that's what
the white man did that many years ago.
Yes, they know.
They wrote their own scripture and gave it to the black men, saying the one you worship is not good, but this is the white one you should worship.
This is the red one.
And we bought it. On Sunday, come to the UK. All the churches here, every corner you pass, you see a structure that will put up. But only old people attend. But then when Africans settle somewhere, all the garages that people now using, they turn into churches. See them. You see this, something I get really angry about is the belief that the white people have put in them. And some of them, when they're on a tram or bus, their holy Bible that they carry is so big, like more than those literature book that we used to read.
No Webster dictionary.
Yeah, so big that and I said for long. But the people who carry the gospel, they don't even believe in the nonsense. You see? So that's the thing. So that's the way it is. So
Johnny David, welcome, and we hope you'll be here on with the show. We're almost about to finish. We just discussing some of our frustration over what's happening in South Africa, but we'll be here on. But if you miss a show, you can just coming in. You can follow. You can go back to the show and watch it from start to finish. It was fiery. I mean, we had some good discussions. But you can come here on Friday, and then Sunday you can also join Paul. If I have time, I think I'll join that program. So, but Paul, I think it was a good. No, let me tell you, Africa, a long time. All the things, if we were going to have a strong African unity, we would have had it long time during the time. Let me tell you, my grandfather used to make a parable. He said, the time you know that the chicken is well, in the evening, people can grab that chicken and put it in the basket, right? They sleep there. So in the morning, you open the basket. The moment you open the basket, you see all the chicken flying, flapping their wing. That's the time to know that.
We're never going to have African unity.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
It was never going to happen.
If it was going to happen, it should have started from that time. Say it didn't happen.
But just imagine West Africa. You had the Ghana Empire. You had the Mali Empire. Mm-hmm. They have crisis among themselves. They did the whole Africa to be. It was never going to happen. That was just a utopia dream that Kwame Nkrumah and others were thinking. Oh, no, never going to happen. That's the fact. So what they could have done to revisit the Mali Empire, I think Liberia and other four under that empire, that just divide the region of that. But to
No,
say, oh, that
I,
one unity,
I will
no.
tell you one thing. When people were forming the OAU and thinking that Africa can become one, no, if I were there, I would tell them, I say, yeah, why are you wasting your country? Just come to go to your various countries. Liberia that will give me, I don't know how many 15, 14, 16 tribes. We cannot agree. Get tribal people in the same country, we can marry each other, but still we can't agree. Why you think about the whole of Africa with different ideas, different people? We get white people, oh, South Africa, we get the Arab that call themselves white people. Mama, it will never happen. So when I hear about AU, they just waste money for nothing. Some people want to get job, so they create all the bureaucracy and say, okay, that this is AU, so this person is the president of AU. They want the AU offer, he employs staff, people getting money. That's it. It's just political. But my man, if they were real unity, it will start in a women country. You see, Europe here, I told you, I always say, we that live in Europe, you think they get something called EU, that nonsense. There is nothing like EU. That's just the paperwork and the building, the structure, that's it. All the countries in Europe, they get different interests, different languages, different political interests, different economic interests and things. But they do it in a way, they do it much more refined. They add it together because of the theme that the name is EU.
Look,
okay, but look at, yeah.
Leifer, if you want to know that these people not together, have you watched the election that happened in Hungary where Viktor Orban were kicked off, that his colleagues in the EU went in and said because he is pro-Russian, they put money in there to get him out. But this guy, if you follow him, all his thinking was, you cannot have your own brother here and don't make peace. He was actually pushing for peace. But because Europeans believe in killing each other for after every 100 years, they have to kill each other, which is embedded in their DNA. You can't take it from there. So when he died for long, it would just take one of them to start some crossing. So if the EU, if you look at what happened in Russia and Ukraine, those are brothers. They are Slav. So, and they're not part of the EU. But the fact is that other EU members felt that, oh, this guy is too powerful, we need to corner him. Because for many years, since the so-called World War II, the European war became World War II, it never happened for a long time. So this is the time that we kill each other again. And that's what happened to the whole thing. A crazy guy called Donald Trump, if he was not going to come to, take office, Joe Biden, they were going to carry us into the so-called European World War III. So it is where it is. So they're not peaceful at all. So when they talk about, oh, they only do it on an economic side, because of the free trade movement, they only look out. If they're not making money, it becomes trouble. When the UK were leaving the EU, they were so angry. They were very angry. See, it's not about money.
Yeah. No, but you see, that's what I'm saying. No, Paul, I studied this in long time. Even the great United States, okay, I go my state, Houston, or Texas. Texas was a state by itself. Even today, you ask them, you want to leave, they will leave. The United States, you see it? No, it's just the thing that holding America together. One currency, one language. Politically, one policy, their foreign policy and their domestic policy, finish. Other than that, every state, that's why they get endorsed the federal government system. Every state they run their own thing. So United States of America is really one political interest, one currency, and one language. But country EU, Great Britain, of all countries, you think they will exit EU? They should? No, those are the giants. So you see, go to France, they speak French. British, people speak English. Come to the all small country then. They all speak funny thing. Okay, so where's the unity? So the British man and the Ukrainian man could be sitting here and they start the Ukrainian man gossip about him. You don't understand. You see it? Play
I
against
see
it. You
the
don't
thing,
understand.
but this is Europe, man. It's
Yeah.
Europe.
So for them, like and you really said it. What holding them together is this the free trade, the economy,
That's
free
all.
travel, and other thing, free
That's
job.
all.
Yeah, in Norway, we got the Eastern European follow here because of it. Even though we are not in the EU, but we say we
You
are in
can
the
come here,
EU.
you learn, you work, you can go on the
Yeah.
other side, you work. That's all.
That's
Apart
all.
from that, they hate each other.
Yeah, they hate each other.
Yeah.
But guys, I think it was a good show, and we don't want to go too far. I think we have said all we could. And so all of you that joined us today, we want to say thank you very much. Come back here on Friday. We'll be here with fresh editions, and we know that there are things happening in Liberia every day. So we'll always have some fresh news to break and then to discuss. So,
by the way, so I've been told that on tomorrow morning, your leader will be on the OKFN tomorrow morning and he'll be speaking to the nation. So I think it's something that we need to follow and also analyze it on Friday, because all of this issue with the border, the removal of Yeke, going after Amara Kone and journalists and all that, I think he might be talking about it tomorrow. So it's something that we need to watch out for, and then we can talk about it on Friday.
Okay. That's Mr. Cummings, you mean?
Yeah, he's going to have a say
the ANC
tomorrow.
leader, Mr. Cummings, will be appearing on OKFM tomorrow, Wednesday. So if you have the opportunity, you can join. But guys, I think that was it.
Tomorrow,
yeah, I think we want to leave you now, and so it's exactly 20 minutes to 12 midnight my side, and 20 minutes to 11 o'clock on both sides. So we got that difference. So I want to say thank you very much for joining us, and we see you on Friday.
Thank you.